Hello everyone, my name is Halvi. In this video, I'll be explaining the lore behind the bosses in Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War. These first two bosses, DiMaggio and Gerrard, were both involved in Verdain's invasion of Granvale, and they are both henchmen of Prince Gandolf of Verdain. DiMaggio is left to occupy Ljungby Castle, and Gerrard is left in control of Evan's Castle, and he is ordered to watch the border. Kinbaith is the middle of the three princes of Verdain and the ruler of Genoa Castle. He is tricked by Sandima into attacking Granvale while Duke Byron of Chalfie is away. When Sigurd draws near, he leaves Ira to defend Genoa Castle, and he holds Shannon hostage to ensure Ira doesn't betray him. Gandolf is another prince of Verdain. He was also tricked by Sandima into invading Granvale, so he attacks Ljungby Castle and captured Edain. He then retreats back to his castle, Marfa, in Verdain. Sandima is a member of the Lopter Church, serving under Manfroy. He is the one who manipulated King Batter of Verdain, as well as the princes, into invading Granvale. He is also looking for Deirdre, who was said to be somewhere in Verdain. Elliot is a noble from Augustria who hates Granvale and Eldigan, and he has no respect for his king. He wants to make Lachesis his wife. Philip is a squad leader from Herrheim Castle. His task was to form a defensive line to prevent Sigurd from reaching Herrheim. Bordeaux is a noble from Augustria. He is Elliot's father, and he guards Herrheim Castle. He is ordered by Chagall to seize Nordion Castle, so he sends his son Elliot to lead the charge. Waltz is a leader of a mercenary group and a close friend to Beowulf. He is ordered by Macbeth to fight Sigurd. Macbeth is a noble from Augustria. He guards Anthony Castle. He is a greedy man who sends brigands out to pillage nearby villages, and he's the one who orders Waltz and Beowulf's mercenary group to fight Sigurd. Clement guards Macaulay Castle. He remains calm and neutral until Sigurd draws near, and then he decides to deploy and fight. Zane is a knight from Augustria, ordered by Chagall to fight Sigurd as the capital's last line of defense. Jacoban is a sellsword ordered to guard Medino Castle by Chagall. Eldigan is the ruler of Nordion Castle and Lachesis' older brother. The two are half-siblings having different mothers. He has major holy blood and wields the demon sword Mistletoe. He studied at the military academy in Valhalla, where he met Sigurd and Quan. The three of them became very close friends. He was a trusted advisor to Augustria's former king Imka, and he has a son named Ares. During the war in Augustria, he was torn between his loyalty to his liege and his bond with his old friends. Papillon leads a squad of Thracian wyvern riders who were deployed by Trevant, who was hired by Chagall to provide reinforcements in the fight against Sigurd. Chagall was manipulated by Manfroy into killing his own father, Imka, to become the new king of Augustria. During his reign as king, he was very aggressive towards Granvale. He orders an invasion of Verdain shortly after he was conquered by Sigurd's army. This led to an all-out war between Chagall's army and Sigurd's army. Pizare and Duvall are pirates from Orgehill. They lead a mutiny against their captain Brigid, and they also reveal to her that she is not really the former captain's daughter, just an orphan that he found and raised himself. They then try to kill her. Cuvuli is a bishop serving under Maios. He commands a unit of wind mages, and he is ordered to attack Selene Castle. Dithorba is one of the 4 heavenly knights of Celeste. She joins Maios and Daccar in their rebellion. Maios is the youngest brother of the late king of Celeste. He opposed Luwin's right of succession to the throne and started a civil war in Celeste. He also wanted the bounty placed on Sigurd's head by Granvale. Pamela is another one of the 4 heavenly knights of Celeste, who also joins Maios and Daccar's rebellion. Donovan leads a unit of axe fighters, and he holds the queen hostage. He then sends his men to kill Celeste's citizens as they run away. Lamia leads a group of female mercenaries, and she is hired by Daccar to guard Zaxxon Castle. She is willing to kill anyone, anywhere, anytime, as long as she is paid well. Daccar is the younger brother of the late king of Celeste. He also opposed Luwin's right of succession to the throne, and together with his younger brother Maios, started a civil war in Celeste to seize control of Celeste for themselves. He also made a deal with Granvale to have their military support in fighting Sigurd. Slayder is a knight of Duvall, sent to kill Byron, Sigurd's father, by Langbalt. He was to prevent Byron from handing off Tyrfing to Sigurd. Andre accompanied his father Ring in the war with Isaac. He then murdered his father and became the Duke of Granvale's house Ljungby. He allied with Langbalt and assisted Daccar in the Silesian Civil War. He leads the Beige Ritter in the pursuit of Sigurd. He is also Edain's and Brigid's younger brother. Magorn is a Thracian wyvern lord who took part in the Yede massacre in which Quan and Ethlin were murdered. He is then ordered by Trevant to pursue Sigurd for their bounties. Vaha is a commander of the Fenora army who attacks Sigurd with meteor spells. Langbalt is the Duke of Granvale's house Dozal. He has major holy blood and wields Hellswath, and he has an intense hatred of Byron. Reptor is the Duke of Granvale's house Frege, and he is the Chancellor of all of Granvale. He has major holy blood and wields Mjolnir, and he highly values political power. Langbalt and Reptor worked together with Arvis in a plan to seize control over Granvale for themselves. During the war with Isaac, they stayed behind in Granvale and began spreading rumors that Sigurd and Byron were planning to usurp the throne. Reptor then arranged for Isaac's king Mananan to be assassinated in order to prolong the war, allowing him to seize control of Granvale's royal court. Langbalt then assassinated Prince Kurth of Granvale and severely wounded Byron. Reptor framed Sigurd and Byron for Kurth's assassination. Sigurd is then branded a traitor, and Reptor and Langbalt lead an army to capture him. Harold serves under Dannan and guards Ganeshire Castle. He has Selef's hideout at Tirnanog surveyed in secret and sends out an army to capture it. Johan is the middle son of Duke Dannan of Dozal, and Johalva is the youngest son. They both served their father in the Granvale occupation of Isaac. Once Selef liberates Ganeshire Castle, Dannan orders his sons to attack. However, they are both reluctant in fighting against Larse. Schimdt serves under Dannan. He is ordered to fight Selef and retake the lost castles. After the Granvale-Isaac War, Dannan was sent to Isaac to quell an uprising. He was then supposed to provide backup to his father Langbalt in the fight against Sigurd, but he was delayed and his father died. Dannan then succeeds his father as Duke of Dozal, and he is appointed king of the Granvale-occupied Isaac. During his rule, Isaac natives were treated as slaves. He orders an assault on Selef's hideout, forcing Selef to begin the liberation of Isaac. Ctuzof, a member of the Lopter Church, guards the Yede's shrine. He is enraged that the shrine was looted and the Balmung was stolen. Liza is Ishtor's trusted tactician and lover. She leads an army to intercept Selef. Ishtor is a nobleman of Frege. He is a commander of the Granvale Empire's occupation forces in North Thracia, and he is stationed by his father Bloom at Fort Melgen. Jabaro is the leader of a mercenary group, and he raised Ares for most of his life. He works under the employ of Bramsil. Bramsil is interested in the bounty placed on Selef's head by the Empire. Muhammad and Ovo are both commanders of the Connaught Kingdom, serving under Bloom. Bonba, Ariu, and Fotla are Phrygian mages under the command of Ishtar, commanded to fight Selef's army by Bloom. Bloom became Duke of Frege after his father Reptor's death and was appointed King of North Thracia after Granvale's seizure of the territory. A few years later, he learned that his sister Teotihu went into hiding in Celeste. He went there and abducted her and her daughter Tine. He took Teotihu prisoner and did nothing to stop his wife Hilda from abusing Teotihu and Tine, which resulted in Teotihu's eventual death. Coulter is a wyvern rider under orders from Servant to attack Selef's army. Makov is a Thracian general under orders from Servant to defend the border. Kanats is a general ordered by Hannibal to defend Cappadocia Castle. Disler is a general ordered by Trevant to defend Luthetia Castle and to hold Carapri hostage and to watch Hannibal's actions. Musar is a mage knight from Granvale who is interested in the bounties placed on the members of Selef's army. Judah is a Lopter bishop ordered by Trevant to defend Grucia Castle. He was sent to Thracia by the Granvale Empire to observe and assist Trevant. Trevant is the king of Thracia and has major holy blood and wields Gungnir. He helped Chagall during the Augustrian Civil War but later lost interest and left. He is responsible for the deaths of Quan and Ethlin in the Yi massacre, where he also took Altena and the Gaebolg. He raised Altena as his own daughter alongside his son Arion. He then leads an assault on Thracia's north, but is forced to retreat as the Granvale Empire appears as reinforcements. Trevant then reluctantly allies with the Empire. As Selef's army approaches, he passes on Gungnir and the fate of Thracia's people to his son Arion. He claims that he has grown tired of the fighting and wants it to end by handing himself over. His sole desire was to reunify the Thracian peninsula as one nation. Arion is the prince of Thracia and Trevant's biological son. He has major holy blood and after his father's death wields Gungnir and becomes king of Thracia. When Altena learns of her true heritage and turns on Trevant, Arion attacks her and pretends to kill her. When she later wakes up, Arion tells her to go to Leif and Selef and he will be her enemy. He is then defeated by Selef but is saved and warped to Granvale by Julius. He is hired as a mercenary by Julius in the final battle but is convinced to stop fighting by Altena. Riddell is a knight sent out by Morrigan to hunt down some children who have escaped. However, he is fed up with the child hunts and would prefer an honorable battle. Morrigan is a dark bishop who guards Rados Castle. Zagam is a dark bishop who guards Miletos Castle. Arvis is the Duke of Veltomer. He inherited major holy blood and wields Valflame. He became Duke at the age of 7 as his father committed suicide and his mother disappeared. During the war with Izok, he was tasked with taking care of King Asmer at the capital Belhala, but throughout his life he was being blackmailed by Manfroy into cooperating with his desires, as Manfroy threatened to reveal Arvis's Loptos heritage to the world. Arvis participated in the plan to frame Sigurd for the assassination of Prince Kurth. He did this by taking advantage of his relationship with the king to pin the blame on Sigurd. Deirdre was brought to Belhala by Manfroy and was recognized as the heiress to Granvale's throne by Asmer. Arvis and Deirdre soon fell in love and became engaged. As Sigurd is being led to Valhalla, he is sentenced to death by Arvis. Commencing the Battle of Valhalla, he executes Sigurd's army. Arvis then went on to become the first emperor of the Granvale Empire. He and Deirdre had twin children, Julius and Julia. Roberto is interested in the bounties placed on the members of Selef's army. Boyce serves under Jufiel and defends Edda. Rodan is a bishop defending Edda. Jufiel is a dark bishop defending Edda's castle under Julius's orders. Fisher leads a unit of Axe Knights ordered to move towards Edda Castle by Brian. Brian succeeded his father Dannan as Duke of Dozel and inherited Hellswath. He was entrusted with the territory of Dozel itself, while Dannan was in Izok. In the final battle, he leads the Grod Ritter in an assault on Chalfie Castle. Dagon is a dark bishop defending Dozel Castle. Scorpius is the Duke of Granville's house Jungvi, successor of his late father Andre. He works together with Hilda of Frege and ambushes Selef with the Beige Ritter. Hilda is Bloom's wife and a relative of the Velthomer nobility of Granvale. She is the mother of Ishtar and Ishtor and is responsible for abusing Teal'c, resulting in her death. She is the appointed queen of Miletos in the Granvale occupation of the region, and she leads many massacres and child abductions in the region until the arrival of Selef's liberation army. She then retreats to Granvale and defends Frege territory in the final battle. Baron is a dark bishop defending Frege Castle. Mang, Blag, and Mabel are soldiers from Valhalla under Ishtar's command. Ishtar is the daughter of Bloom and Hilda and the sister of Ishtar. She is betrothed to Julius. She has major holy blood and inherited the Mjolnir. She is known as the goddess of thunder. Sometime before the Liberation War, Ishtar and Julius fell in love. She tries to convince Julius to stop the child hunts, but is ignored. She works worked together with Arvis to secretly free captured children. She is first fought as she is defending Bloom, then again she is fought alongside Julius in Miletos, then in the final battle she leaves Valhalla and heads out into battle against the Liberation Army. Manfroy is the Archbishop of the Lopter Church and the architect of the cult plot to resurrect their dark god Loptos. Having learned of Arvis's Loptos blood, he blackmails him into complying with his plans. He manipulated Chagall into killing his father Imka and declaring war on Granvale with the hopes of making Agustria Yggdral's new leading power. Then, during the Granvale War with Agustria, Manfroy locates and abducts Deirdre. He wipes her memory and leaves her to be found by Arvis, leading to the two's marriage, all according to his plan. He was at the Battle of Valhalla, where he kills Lewin. After the battle, almost all of Yggdrall was under Granvale control, under Arvis's rule. Arvis and Deirdre give birth to Julius, who has major Loptos blood, and is the culmination of Manfroy's ambition. He gives Julius the Book of Loptos, and becomes the prince's advisor, so that he could transform the world back to how it was under the ancient Lopterian Empire's rule. Near the end of the Liberation War, he abducts Julia and brainwashes her into fighting under his command. In the final battle, he guards Veltomer Castle. The Dead Lords are 12 undead warriors who served the first Lopterian Empire. They then later served the Lopter Church and have existed multiple times throughout history. They are created and recreated by transforming people into them. All 12 are present to defend Julius in the final battle. Julius is the prince of the Granvale Empire. He is the product of Manfroy's schemes to create a living vessel for the dark god Loptos by having the two carriers of minor Loptos holy blood, Arvis and Deirdre, birth a child that will have major Loptos holy blood. Manfroy gave Julius the Book of Loptos, and as soon as he touched it, he was corrupted by the spirit of Loptos. Julius then attempted to kill his twin sister Julia as she possessed major Naga holy blood. Deirdre warps Julia away and is killed instead. Julius took control over the empire from his father and reintroduced child hunts and gave Lopterian priests positions of power in the empire. His ultimate goal was for Loptos to take full possession over him and to resurrect the ancient Lopterian empire. And with all that said, this is the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.